Through endless cycles of rebirth, beings wander among the 6 realms, sometimes in the heavens, basking in joy, sometimes in hell, suffering in despair. No one can stop, for the mind still clings, until one day a Buddha appeared and discovered the path beyond birth and death. In the royal palace of ancient India, Prince Siddhartha had everything: wealth, power, prestige, and love. But when he first left the palace, he saw old age, sickness, and death. A deep question arose within him. If everything fades, what is true happiness? That night, moonlight bathed the palace steps. The prince looked upon his sleeping wife and newborn son, his heart filled with tenderness and sorrow. But he knew, unless he found the root of suffering, all joy would turn to tears. He whispered to his horseman, "I must seek true freedom." And under the silent sky, he rode away, beginning the path of renunciation. From that night on, Siddhartha was no longer a prince. He was a seeker of truth. He learned from great teachers and practiced deep meditation, but even the highest attainments could not end his inner suffering. He entered the forest, sat in solitude, determined to find the answer through his own awakening. That night, Kapilavatthu was asleep. The palace lamps flickered in the wind. The guard's footsteps faded away. Prince Siddhartha stood by the window, gazing into the silent night. What he saw was not just the darkness, but the impermanence of life itself. He once had everything: power, love, wealth, and honor. Yet none of these could silence the questions within his heart. Why do people grow old, fall ill, and die? If all this cannot be avoided, then what is the meaning of life itself? That night he entered the chamber and saw his wife and sleeping child. His heart was filled with compassion, yet he did not turn back. He understood. The pain of parting was the price of seeking truth. Quietly he crossed the palace gate, mounted his white horse, and departed into the night. At that moment the wind whispered softly, and the stars seemed to make way for him. Siddhartha's departure was not an escape. It was the beginning of awakening. He journeyed into the forest, removing his jewels and royal robes, donning the robe of a monk, and shaving his hair. From that moment he was no longer a prince, but a seeker of truth. From this moment, he began his path of renunciation, a path lonely and hard, yet the only road leading to liberation. Prince Siddhartha left the palace and stepped into the wilderness. It was a road walked alone, accompanied only by the wind, the shadows of trees, and his unshakable resolve. He arrived at a grove of ascetics and joined 5 men practicing severe austerities. They believed that by tormenting the body, one could purify the mind. Siddhartha devoted himself fully, living on a grain of rice a day, his breath faint as the wind. He endured cold, hunger, and pain, yet the truth still did not reveal itself. One day he collapsed by the river, close to death. When a young herdswoman gently offered him a bowl of milk rice, he suddenly understood. Extreme austerity is not the path to awakening. At that moment, he let go of harsh austerities and sat once again beneath the Bodhi tree, vowing, "Until enlightenment is attained, I shall not rise from this seat." The meaning of asceticism lies not in suffering itself, but in seeing that both attachment and denial are forms of bondage. Thus he turned toward the middle way, neither indulgence nor self-torture, but the true path leading to awakening. Night descended, clear and vast. Prince Siddhartha sat beneath the Bodhi tree, eyes half closed, mind bright as a mirror. Before him arose not an outer foe, but the final test, the illusions of Mara, the tempter. Mara unleashed fear and desire, lightning, demons, and heavenly maidens. Yet Siddhartha's mind was unmoved, watching with unwavering mindfulness, seeing clearly that all illusions arise from the mind itself. As the first light of dawn touched the earth, he saw deeply into the nature of existence, arising and passing away, impermanence and emptiness. In that moment, realization dawned. All conditioned things arise and cease through causes. There is no self, only the flow of Dhamma. He touched the earth in witness, and the earth trembled. Devas gathered in reverence. Lotus flowers bloomed beneath him. Prince Siddhartha had become the Buddha, the awakened one. Anekajātisaṃsāraṃ, sandhāvissaṃ, anibbisaṃ. Gahakāraṃ gavesanto, dukkhā jāti punappunaṃ. Gahakāraka diṭṭhosi, puna gehaṃ kāhasi. Sabbā te phāsukā bhaggā, gahakūṭaṃ visaṅkhataṃ. Visaṅkhāragataṃ cittaṃ, taṇhānaṃ khayam ajjhagā. Through many births I wandered in saṃsāra, seeking the builder of this house, but I did not find him. How painful is repeated birth! O house builder! You are seen at last. You shall not build this house again. All your rafters are broken, the ridgepole is destroyed. My mind has attained the unconditioned, the end of craving. From that moment, light entered the world. Enlightenment is not found in the heavens, nor in the distance, but here, now, in a heart that sees things as they truly are. The night was deep, and the breeze from the Ganges flowed softly. Prince Siddhartha sat still beneath the Bodhi tree. In his heart there was no fear, no craving. Mara came with his armies of illusion, fear, desire, pride, and doubt, but none could disturb the calm of his awakened mind. As the first light of dawn touched the earth, the final veil of ignorance dissolved. Prince Siddhartha's heart became like the rising sun, shining through the darkness of birth and death. He saw the endless stream of beings, arising and passing away through karma, all things shaped by the mind. He realized that only wisdom and compassion can lead beyond the endless cycle of rebirth. At that moment he awakened completely. He was no longer Prince Siddhartha. He had become the Buddha, the awakened one. Heaven and earth grew still, and light filled all realms. As dawn broke beneath the Bodhi tree, Prince Siddhartha awoke completely. He saw the truth, that the root of suffering lies in the grasping mind. He also saw the way to freedom, not through divine favor, but through inner transformation. That way is the Noble Eightfold Path. The Buddha said, "This path is the only way to liberation. It is not a belief, but a discipline of the heart, a training that leads from confusion to clarity, from attachment to freedom." The Eightfold Path is composed of right view, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. They are not 8 separate roads, but one integrated path toward awakening. When one understands rightly, speaks truthfully, acts kindly, lives righteously, strives diligently, and cultivates awareness and stillness, he walks toward freedom. The Buddha said, "All Buddhas of the past, present, and future awaken through this path alone. Only through the Noble Eightfold Path does one cross the ocean of suffering and reach the shore of Nibbana."